Hello and welcome back to another video. So in today's video I'm going to start the process, or hopefully try and start the process of weaning Sheehan, the big Simmental bullock I have outside, off the old cow, because he's of size, he's of age, or near enough, and you know, he's just putting pressure on the cow now at this stage, and she is going to be going to the factory very soon. So look, we obviously want to start putting a bit of condition on her, and obviously if she's feeding a calf the size of Sheehan, it's not going to be easy. So I'm going to start that today. I'm taking advantage of the fine evening, so I'm after work now today, but I said I couldn't let the evening go by without doing something outside because it's really nice out there. So I said I'd do this. You can see behind me I have some pigtails, so there's actually 4 pigtails there, and this is how we attempt to wean the calves. Some years they go for it no bother, other years they're very slow to go under the wire, but basically I'll attach 2 pigtails together to give it the extra height, maybe just about up to my chest height or that way, and it just makes kind of a creep really for the calves to come under the wire, keeping the cows behind it, and it just means that hopefully the calves will come ahead of the wire, eat the nuts or whatever that I give them. I've got a bag of weanling crunch there, so that's what I'm going to try and feed them with. But usually it takes a bit of coaxing for the first few days at least. I'd be very surprised now if they just stroll under that wire no bother. But yeah, it's a bit of a process, but I'm going to start it today anyway. So hopefully Sheehan will come under, and it would be ideal if I could get the twins under as well, just to give them a little bit of crunch. Will do them no harm. So that's the plan for today. The others will be weaned then over the next couple of months. We do the bulk of our weaning when we do testing, because we get them in, we separate them in here, the calves will go there, the cows will go down here. They're in for generally the 3 days, most of them anyway, just to separate them, and that's them weaned. Then calves will go up, cows will go down usually, and that's the job done. But because Special's going to her forever home, we'll start Sheehan a bit earlier because he's one of the older boys anyway, so it makes sense. So I'm going to start off doing that today. Then we have the hoof man, trimmer, whatever you call him, coming tomorrow to look after the 2 cows, Big Black and Special. So hopefully they'll have a nice pedicure and they'll be feeling a lot better after it. So I'll try and record a bit of that as well. I'm not sure. Generally when he comes the weather is bad, so we'll see what it's like, but I'll try and record some of that. I have a bit of moving to do then below into a new field, so I have the setup for that. I'll have to top where they came out of, so I'm going to record this over maybe 2 or 3 days, and we'll see how much I can get done in those days. I want to do another bit of fencing this evening as well, so I'm thinking of leaving the majority of the other work till my day off tomorrow, but I won't record the fencing because I did a decent video on that anyway, so if you haven't seen it you can look back at it, but it's just a continuation. What I will show you is some of the work my dad has done in trimming back the hedges, because I don't know, the things that man can do without the use of his legs. I mean, if he was able to walk, he'd have a mountain of work done at this stage. But I'll show you what he's been up to as well, because he's been tipping away every day since the weather has been fairly decent. But that's kind of what's on the agenda for this video anyway. I'll keep you posted as I go along anyway, but I'll start off with doing this job here anyway first. So as predicted, that didn't go very well. But I got 1 out of the 3 eating it. Now I didn't get any of the 3 under the wire. Turns out Sheehan is even taller than I had anticipated, so I had to undo it and tape it back up again a bit higher. So that's about as high as I can go with it now, but he is a big boy. But he would not eat the crunch, which is bizarre to me. I had it in his mouth practically and he just wouldn't eat it. I threw it in the grass that he was eating. He just ate around it. So that's a bit annoying. So, but one of the twins was mad for it. So that's a good sign. So hopefully the other twin will kind of cop onto it maybe tomorrow now as well. And hopefully Sheehan will get curious as well, because he's the one I want eating it. Typical, but yeah, they rarely take to it the first day anyway, so hopefully I can get them on it in the next couple of days. But they all have grass there now anyway, so they're happy out, and I'll just go down and check on the other ones now before I head off for a bit of fencing. So I'm just up here to do the bit of fencing. I've laid out my posts the whole way down to the gap, not to the end of the field. I'm not that brave tonight, but I have how many? 4 posts set out there. So I don't know if you can see it behind me, but I'll give a proper shot of it. But Dad cleared this whole section. He actually did the whole way down to the gate, and he does that by driving along as tight as he can to the ditch with the gator and using the loppers and the hand shears. And he managed to free up the wire the whole way down. So it just makes it a lot easier for me now. And I was actually going to start clearing further down from where I had done it in one of the last videos I did. But now that he has done this, before anything starts to grow or anything, I might as well take advantage and just get the posts in here instead. So it's ideal, and it cuts down the amount of work for me as well. So I'll give you a proper look at what he's done here now. Yeah, so he has that all cleared and it's very handy, but as you can see, it's just pigtails holding up the wire. That's the usual thing around here. If I don't have a post, or if I'm too tired to put up a post or whatever it might be, can't be bothered to put up a post, probably more like it. I just throw up a pigtail to keep it up, and then I forget to come back and fix it. So this evening is the day I'm going to do that. But while I'm up here, I'm going to show you our imposter, and you can see if you can pick out which one wouldn't be my one usually. So that little fella there, who is in the middle of all the others, he's after jumping the ditch somewhere. I can't see where, because he hasn't damaged our fence, thankfully. But yeah, he got a bit over enthusiastic and wanted to come in here with our gang. I actually don't even know where he's come from, because I don't see, maybe over there, I don't know. I don't see cattle really around here anywhere close to us. So Dad got him out earlier, but he came back in. So we're just waiting on the farmer to come and take him out, because I tried to get him out, but sure, he's only running through our own ones and working them up. So we'll just wait for the farmer to come and get him. He'll probably come with a trailer, I suppose. But gas, they just don't seem to care at all. He's doing his own thing, they're doing their own thing. They're not overly put out by the fact that he's there with them at all. But anyway, hopefully he'll be gone in the next hour or two. But I'm going to get that fencing done now, because it's pushing on in the evening. So I'll get that done. I'll show you what it looks like afterwards then, and I will be back tomorrow, hopefully, with the hoof trimming or the moving or whatever I decide to do first, really. So I'm back down here this morning, and the first job we're going to do is drill a hole in the wall here in the shed, just at the crush, because we want to start weighing the calves and the cattle. And look, we mightn't do it in the next week or two. We'll do sheehan all right, but maybe not the others, but at least we'll be ready for it. So we just don't have the backing bar in the right position for the platform, so that's what I'm going to do today. Dad's going to take one of the scaffolding cuffs off the piece of scaffolding bar that he has cemented into tires to hold up the Harris fencing outside, so hopefully that will be enough then that we can just put the bar in the wall and the other end of it then into that cuff or whatever it's called. So that's the plan for the start of the morning, just while we wait for the guy to come and do the hooves and move the cattle and things like that. So we'll see how that goes. It's always interesting when I have the drill in my hand. Who would have thought drilling a little hole that size would be such hard work? I assume it was just hard work for me and that most people wouldn't find it that difficult, but look, I got it done anyway, and learned a new couple of tips from Dad on using the drill, but that's the biggest drill bit ever. But yeah, it's not easy on the arms actually, but yeah, we've that done now, so we'll just hopefully attach the scaffolding cuff and we'll test it out then. Hopefully it'll work. So as I mentioned, we've come back just, the thing is about 7'3" and we've come back 7 foot from the front of the crush, so it just means that they can't rest their arse on it or have a foot off it or whatever when they're on it, the big animals anyway. So hopefully this will do the job now. So next job now will just be to bring the cattle in. The hoof trimmer should be on soon. We'll do another bit of rejigging, moving cattle, and then hopefully that'll be me more or less done for the day. Didn't get any more fencing done, but look, these are jobs that need to be done as they come, and the fencing just kind of has to work around it really, I suppose. So we'll get this done now, hopefully fairly smoothly. Now we've just gotten the cattle in. Dad went in the gator, I was on foot, and I was going to bring them through the main part as I always do, and out the gate, up the crush and in, but Dad said just chance them in the small gate, and they did. They came in the small door back there, not a bother. Big Red led them in. So we're actually going to do the 3, so we've 2 that do have hoof problems, and then Big Red, I keep mentioning it, she still has that niggle. So we're just going to rule out that it's the hoof at this stage, because when the vet came there was an abscess there, he did sort it. So we're just going to check it, make sure it's okay, and at least then we can rule out that it is the hoof, because we think it's a bit higher up the leg. But got Shirley separated from them as well, fairly easy, which never happens when we're dealing with Shirley. So she's separate because she's not going to get her hoofs done. Plus we're going to hold her in here, bring the cattle from below up and put her back down with them into fresh grass. So that's the plan. Hopefully your man with the hooves will be here soon. In the meantime, I'm just going to block off some of the field below, just so that we're ready to rock and roll when he's done and when we have the help around. But so far so good. And that is another day down. Fair bit of work there now between getting them in, getting them into the gadget for the hoof trimming, getting them out one by one, then bringing the other cattle up, putting the heifer down. But she was good in the end. She just went out and went down with them, no bother. Set up the fence down there and they were fine. I gave the 3 that I have left in here now, which I wanted all along. They're grass, so they should be happy for the night, and I'll probably just give them the rest of this field then tomorrow, because it narrows in and there won't be a whole lot there. They'll probably get maybe 2 more days after that here, and they'll go across the way again. But it's a job done. Interesting with the hoof trimming. So Big Red, the one who was paired by the vet and had an abscess or an ulcer or something, she has an ulcer again, or probably the same one by the looks of it, and one on her other foot as well, hoof as well. So maybe that is what's causing her to stretch the legs out the way she does, especially now the fact that it's on both hooves makes me think maybe that is our problem, and I really hope it is, because I'm hoping this will solve the issue. So on one hoof she has a bandage, so that's going to be interesting when I have to take that off. But look, he said it was better to put it on. He said he can come back out again and take it off if we can't get her to lift the leg. But look, hopefully someday I can do it. So yeah, she seems okay in herself there anyway. What did she do when she was left out of the thing? pushed the sliding door of the shed open with her arse instead of going out to the field. Turned around, went in. I had a pallet in front because I used it to get Shirley separated from the others. Anyone who watches my TikToks or has watched me for a while will know it. We kind of use it as a feed barrier for the calves that haven't been weaned when they go in at the winter. Big, strong, sturdy pallet. And like Dad made it into a feed barrier and everything. She jumped it because she is our little show jumper. She jumped it and flattened the whole thing, broke it into pieces, so that was one bit of drama. Then next up was Special, the old girl. So God, she got an awful big amount taken off her toe and trimmed back, but look, she needed it. Hopefully she'll have a bit of relief from that for a while now until she heads off. And then Big Black had an ulcer as well, so yeah, I don't know, is it from stones or what, because they didn't, Big Black anyway, didn't come out of the shed lame. But yeah, look, it's just one of those things, but it's great to have it done, and it's a job done as well, and it's a relief to have it over with. Nobody got hurt or anything, because anything out of the ordinary with these, they act up. You know, your day-to-day, moving them from one field to another or things like that, that's fine. But when you've strange voices, strange machinery, they just don't like it at all. So it's great to have it done. One thing definitely to consider will be to get the mats, I think, on the slats to try and avoid this maybe in the future. But look, again, it's all money and it's all money out. We need to get a bit of money in first, but definitely one that I would have on my list of wants maybe next year, if at all possible. So I might have a look at those. But anyway, happy out here. That's me done. It's about 5 o'clock. I've been out since about 9 this morning with very little downtime, so that's enough for my day off. I better rest up before work again tomorrow, but no doubt I'll be back with something else. Next job up is the topping once the tractor comes back and things like that. But that's it for now anyway, and thanks again for watching. If you liked it, give me a like, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe. Thank you.